I'm 90 plus years old, and I need to tell you something before I die. Most days, I sit alone in a small room that used to feel too big. Now it feels empty. The walls still hold our photographs, but the faces in them are slowly becoming strangers. I look at them and try to remember the sound of their voices. Some days I can, some days I can't. Time does that. It steals quietly. When you're young, you think life is loud and dramatic. You think the big moments are what matter. The weddings, the promotions, the milestones people clap for. I believed that too. I chased those things. I built my life around them. And now, at the very end, I understand how small they really were. What stays with me are the moments I didn't notice while they were happening. The mornings I left without saying goodbye. The dinners I skipped because I was tired. The conversations I postponed because I thought there would be another day. I treated time like it was generous, like it would always wait for me. It didn't. I have lived a long life. 94 years is more than most people get. And yet, when I look back, it feels short. Not because of the years, but because of how many of them I spent distracted, busy, focused on things that no longer exist. I lost people I loved, not all at once, not in a dramatic way, slowly, quietly, through absence, through neglect, through the small choices that seemed harmless at the time. There are things I wish I had said, apologies I assumed I could offer later, gratitude I kept in my heart instead of speaking out loud. Now the words stay trapped inside me with nowhere to go. I'm telling you this because I don't have much time left, and because silence at the end of life is heavier than regret. If you're willing, stay with me for a little while. I want to tell you how I got here.
When I was young, I wasn't careless. I wasn't cruel. I was simply busy trying to become someone. I grew up in a time when success meant survival. My parents worked themselves into exhaustion just to keep food on the table. So when I finally had a chance to build a stable life, I held on to it tightly, too tightly. I married young. She was gentle, patient, and steady in a way I never was. She believed in slow mornings, long conversations, and quiet evenings. I believed in overtime, ambition, and getting ahead. At the time, it felt responsible. It felt necessary. We told ourselves we were building a future. Most days followed the same pattern. I left early, came home late. She saved dinner. Sometimes it was still warm. Sometimes it wasn't. She would ask about my day. I would answer in short pieces. My mind was already on tomorrow. I didn't notice when she stopped asking so many questions. We had children, 2 of them. I remember holding them when they were small, how their fingers wrapped around mine. But memory has a strange way of skipping. I can't recall the sound of their laughter as clearly as I should. I can't remember the exact shape of their voices when they were little. I was there, but I wasn't present. There were school plays I missed, birthdays I arrived late to, dinners where I sat at the table but stayed inside my thoughts. I always promised myself I would make it up to them later.
later became a habit. At night, when the house was finally quiet, my wife would try to talk. Not about anything dramatic, just small things. Something one of the children said, a neighbor she ran into, a memory from her day. I would listen halfway, nodding, waiting for sleep. I thought love was something you proved by working hard. I didn't realize love also needs attention. Slowly, without arguments or shouting, a distance grew between us. Not wide enough to notice, just wide enough to feel. She started filling her days without me, gardening, reading, long walks. I told myself she was content, that everything was fine. But contentment and loneliness often looked the same from the outside. Years passed like that, quietly. We aged, our children grew up and left. The house became quieter. I assumed this was normal, the natural rhythm of life. What I didn't understand was how much we had already lost before anything truly ended. The moment that changed everything didn't arrive with noise. It arrived with a doctor's voice, low and careful, in a room that smelled like disinfectant. Cancer. Suddenly, time stopped pretending. I sat beside her through appointments and treatments. I watched her body grow weaker. I held her hand while she slept. And in those long, silent hours, I finally saw how deeply she had loved me, how patiently she had waited, how gently she had accepted my absence. That realization didn't come with comfort. It came with weight, because love that is discovered too late does not heal, it only teaches. And it taught me that I had spent a lifetime assuming there would always be more time. There wasn't.
She died early one morning, just before the sun came up. The room was quiet. No dramatic moment, no last speech, just a long breath and then stillness. I kept holding her hand long after it had gone cold. I don't know what I was waiting for. Maybe I hoped warmth would return. Maybe I hoped time would reverse itself. Neither happened. The days after felt unreal. People came. They brought food. They spoke gently. I thanked them. I nodded. But everything inside me was hollow. The house no longer felt like a home. It felt like a place where love had once lived and quietly left. Every room carried her absence. Her shoes by the door, her sweater on the chair, the faint smell of her soap in the bathroom. I moved through those spaces slowly, afraid that if I touched too much, she would disappear completely. Grief doesn't arrive loudly. It settles. It becomes part of the furniture. It waits for you in the morning. It follows you into sleep. I started remembering things I had forgotten for decades. Her laugh, the way she hummed while cooking, how she leaned into me when she was tired. These memories didn't comfort me. They reminded me of what I had missed while I was busy being elsewhere. There is a particular kind of pain that comes from knowing you were loved deeply and returned it only partially. At my age, there is no starting over. There is no repairing what is broken. There is only acceptance. I live alone now. My children call. They visit when they can. I'm grateful. But the silence is different when the person who knew every version of you is gone. Some evenings I sit by the window and watch people pass. Young couples, parents with children, old friends walking slowly side by side.
I wonder how many of them believe they have endless time. I wonder how many of them are choosing later instead of now. If I could sit across from my younger self, I wouldn't scold him. I wouldn't warn him. I would simply ask him to stay a little longer, to listen a little deeper, to notice the small moments that don't announce their importance. Because love doesn't live in grand gestures. It lives in staying. It lives in attention. It lives in choosing someone again and again, even when you are tired. If you are listening to this, and someone in your life is still beside you, breathing, waiting, hoping, I ask you to notice them, not urgently, not dramatically, just honestly. Sit with them, listen, hold their hand, let the ordinary moments matter, because one day, ordinary will be all you wish you still had. As for me, my time is quieter now, slower. I live with memory and gratitude and regret that never fully leaves. I don't know how much time I have left, none of us do. But I know this: love is not something you realize at the end. It is something you practice while you still can. And if this story stays with you even for a moment, then her life and my mistakes will not have been for nothing. That thought gives me a small peace, and for now, that is enough.